America! Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
Oh, dude. Oh, jeez. I kind of wish I had the pack where I got to play as freaking, Obama. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We're talking about Saints Row 4, and I got the murdering Nicholas. Jesus Christ. I said murdering, not psychotic.
Psychopath's murder.
Yeah, true.
Exhibit A, the boss in Saints Row 4.
Exactly. He's a sociopath if I've ever seen one. All right.
And he admits it.
Oh yeah,
oddly enough.
He was called it a couple of times, especially by one of your partners. Like every time her and him talk, she's like, "Oh, you're a sociopath." And he's like, "Yeah, I am."
He's like, "Shut up, baby, I know it."
Yeah. Let me just say, I dug this game, but I have to tell you this, Nick. This game has this thing where I truly believe it kind of blows its load very early on in the game, and then once you get halfway through the game, I lost my luster to it. Like my triceratopsine I was going through, it just died down and went to a murder boner.
It never died down to me. Honestly, because you get superpowers in this game.
Yeah, of course.
And just have sprint and jumping abilities. I had so much fun just running around, sprinting and jumping.
Yes. I agree. It was fun. That you get that early on, and I was like, yeah.
Missions where they took that away, I was pissed off.
Oh, so the later half of the game?
Yeah.
Alright, so, Saints Row 4, the story about you, the leader of the Saints, becoming actually just the president of the United States. You don't even you're just automatically the president. You start out thwarting, your old villain from Saints Row the Third, Cyrus. You kill him, you crash land, and immediately aliens attack and abduct your entire crew. And, it starts out...
Well, there's 5 years between that first mission and the presidency.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Because you just kind of crash through, and then all of a sudden you're there.
Yeah, he crashes through, then you make your character, and it should, when you're walking around as president, it's 5 years later.
Oh, no shit. Huh. Awesome. So I did not know that. But anyways, you get to customize your character real quick. Let's talk about the characters we made. I did lie on my bloody time. I said, I'm going to play as a fat man Roy. I don't want to play as a fat dude, to be honest with you. I made an Australian version of Black Mask, where he had a skull face paint, and he dressed up in a nice black suit, and I liked him. He was a bad motherfucker. What'd you create there, Nick?
I created my character. He looked a lot like Tony Stark with green hair. And, he had a Nightwing-esque mask on with pure white eyes to get that real, cartoon mask effect. Mm-hmm. And I dressed him up as closely as I could to the Red Hood.
Nice. And
he had black cargo pants, black combat boots, and a black shirt with a bomber jacket on.
Nice. And, best of all, I picked the Australian voice, and he picked Nolan fucking North, who just...
Literally Nolan North.
Yeah. Literally Nolan North. He is in every fucking video game. Oh. All I can say is...
when you choose Nolan North, there's times where they tell you straight up that it's not just a voice actor voiced by Nolan North. No, it's Nolan North. He talks about being a voice actor and how, to be himself, he has to be Nolan.
Oh, yeah. I do have to say, the story, it was your typical, well, actually not typical. It had nothing.
There's nothing typical about this story.
True. There's no typical. This is a story that, after because you get abducted by the aliens as well, and then immediately thrown in this Matrix-esque world. And I have to say, though, that beginning part, I kind of wish the whole game almost took place in that 50s area, because that was just so goddamn fun. When you're playing in the 50s and it's like Leave It to the Saints and you're just sitting there in your vest and just having a blast. And then when you start killing everybody in the 50s area, I was just having a blast. Sadly though, people, when you get into you fuck up that area, so he throws you into the virtual version of Steelport. And I wasn't...
Is that from another game?
Yeah, it was from Saints Row the Third, was Steelport. And they throw you back in Steelport, but without all the Saints stuff, so your Saints Tower that you take over and all that. It was just, it was just generic city. There was nothing really to Steelport, but it had a bunch of alien shit in it. I do have to say though, unlike in Saints Row the Third, with the, cops as you were, or the aliens, those fuckers are relentless. Like in Saints Row the Third, you get those assholes on you, you can lose them pretty quick. You know, you lose them, whatever, more mayhem. This one, you get them on you, they will follow you. They will chase after you until you, like the only way I figured out how to really get rid of them was get on the top of the building. Because once you get on a building, they just, you know, they can't get up there for the most part. Unless you're really high up, then, you know, then you're fucked.
That's when you jump off and glide away like a badass.
That is true. You know, this game, I have to say, had great writing in it. I have to say.
Oh yeah, no, I love the ever-living shit out of the writing. Oh
god, like when, you know, just the writing in this is just so amazing. It's just joke after joke after joke. Honestly, I
feel like a lot of it was just mad-libbed Nolan North.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the like little conversations.
Oh yeah, a lot of little conversations just make you laugh. I mean, one of my favorite jokes they do in this game is when your character's in the car and they just turn on that Paula Abdul song, and your character's trying to get Kinsey, the chick that's talking to you the whole time. He's trying to get her to sing with him, so he's just like, my Australia guy's just sitting there like 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, and the whole time he's like, come on Kinsey, sing with me. I'm not singing. I give you an order. I'm still not singing. God. And
or that one, or he does it again when he's trying to escape in a rocket ship, and What Is Love comes on. He's like, oh my God, it's my fucking jam. Yeah. Kinsey, turn up the radio. Kinsey, turn up the radio.
See, it's little shit like that just makes me laugh.
Yeah, or Sid. I liked how Sid kept trying to go on dates with all the girls.
That is true. Sid kept saying, can you hook me up with Shanti?
Yeah, Sid is basically the orb from Halo.
Oh, yes. Yeah, perfect timing mentioning that. Okay, people. If you want, everyone knows those movies that just are parody movies where they're like, oh, look at this, it's making fun of the Avengers or whatever. This is that game. This is the parody game. I literally made a list of everything it parodies, and that's not even everything. It parodies heavily Mass Effect. Like, holy crap. I mean, just with...
Even has Keith David.
Yeah, even has Keith
AKA
David.
Captain Anderson.
It even rips off the scene where, you know, you're jumping onto the ship and, you know, Anderson grabs Shepard's hand from Mass Effect 3. It happens in this game where Keith David grabs your hand, except for you're completely nude. But otherwise, you can actually romance with people on your ship. As Nick found out, even one of the dudes on your ship. It references Halo with some of the way with the aliens, not like how the aliens work, how they're like, you know, we're intergalactic type thing, and even the Halo armor you can get and all that, and so, you know, it references Predator with the beginning scene with Longtail Sally and how it ends, which I won't mention. Terminator with the robots. You actually have
the
Terminator and the murder bots, which are literally Terminators with giant Gatling guns.
And mine-throwing arms.
Yeah, there's no fucking joke about it. They are Terminators. They heavily reference the Matrix with the higher time you're going, you know, Matrix style.
Oh yeah, there's even one part where you have to choose the red door or the blue door.
Oh yeah, I gotta admit I chose the blue door.
I did too, and it was just game over.
Yeah, it literally just said game over, try again, and just restarted.
It's a game over, thanks for playing, starts playing the credits. I was like, oh, well. By the way, I'm getting an achievement for it, so go for it.
Yeah, go for it. And it restarts you right out the doors anyway, so it's not, I was kind of worried, like, oh fuck, if I gotta restart from, you know, fighting all those enemies, I'm gonna be kind of pissed. Then last one I found was Riddick, and that was kind of the end.
Don't forget Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, and Metal Gear Solid, yes. And that scene, I have to admit, it made me laugh my ass off, but...
I mean, shooting a lot, just like, you know, because you have to shoot the light bulbs out the whole time, but your character is just the balls to the wall, go in, guns blazing guy. Mm. So, shooting the light bulbs, he kept being sarcastic about, like, one of my favorite lines in that was, he shoots a light bulb at one time and just whispers to his teammate, enemy light bulb has been eradicated.
Oh, yeah. I even like the fact when you're in the box and you're killing all those enemies, it was just like every enemy would say something funny like, only 2 days till retirement.
I should have looked to my left.
I know. It was
even with that box, you know, like, they tell you, like, you know, let's be stealthy and sneak around, and your guy's like, no, fuck that.
I know.
I really wish he would have made, like, you know, the man-eating box.
Nom. It was rather funny. I have to also say,
and instead of an exclamation point, it was a WTF.
Yeah, true. I dug the shit out of the soundtrack in this game. And the fact that I could play the soundtrack at any time. I didn't need to be in a car.
My problem with the soundtrack was if you make a mixtape, it only ever played like the first 5 songs.
Yeah, that is true. I agree with you. That was the way it was in Saints Row the Third too. So basically, what you have to do when you create your mixtape, when you create your mixtape, you pick all the songs throughout the game that you like. And what I'd found out when you get tired of the songs, the first 5 songs I would play, you'd switch them around. But I have to say, when like you're having classical music playing while you're just doing destruction after destruction, just blowing shit up with a weapon with infinite ammo, oh god, that just makes I was just laughing like a maniac the whole time. Just like I said, the beginning of this game just has blast. But now time for my personal gripes with this game, and it's going to be kind of me being like that, comparing it to the last game. So the last game had like really like what the fuck moments where you just be sitting there like it was just so crazy and odd, and like this game can get away with it because it's like, oh, it all takes place in virtual reality. But there's something about the third game where it was supposed to take place in reality that just made it so much more crazy. I don't have any stories from this game where I could be like, in the Saints Row the Third with, oh, you're chainsawing luchadors while having you're the best around playing in the background. I don't have any of those moments, or driving a car while a tiger slashes you every time while, you have another guy telling you to man up. You don't have these moments. You don't have, you get superpowers.
You fight a 100-foot soda can.
Yeah, that is the one time. That's
named
the only
Paul.
time. That is the only time where I had like a holy shit moment. The rest of them are just like, well, okay. That, you get superpowers, and at first you're like, yeah, superpowers! But once you already have superpowers, you just, you have superpowers. I don't know. It really, like I said, it really lost its luster for me, which, unlike the last game where it kept building to crazier and crazier, this one seemed like it started dying down with the crazy.
I don't know about you, but I never once found a single dildo.
That is true. It was less, there was less of that too. And then they also do something stupid where they bring back a character, and I'm just like, I really kind of got annoyed with that. I was like, oh, you guys just want any excuse to bring him back.
I did think that was kind of dumb. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of
I don't want to...
Yeah, we can't go into super spoiler.
I didn't even play any of the other games, but even for me, I was like, okay.
Yeah. I played Saints Row the Third where it happens, and that basically anyone who plays Saints Row game, you know who I'm talking about automatically. And, yeah. Honestly, he was like even in this game, he was really just an annoying character. I was like, dude, everyone else has a good personality, and what's your personality? I'm a badass. The reason why they took me is because he was afraid I was going to take him out. Like, really? Really, you? Fuck you. I really did not like his character, and I never played the first 2 Saints Row, so I'm kind of glad, because he's like a big part of the first 2. I also have to say, though, unlike also the main villain, he is in it the entire time. Like, he'll come in and like he'll fuck you over and stuff. And I respect that they have him in there. But he wasn't as strong of a villain as, say, the evil luchador, Killbane from Saints Row the Third. Because he was actually something where they show cuts. See, this whole game, he was like, Borderlands 2 where it was a handsome Jack, where he'll just talk to you. He doesn't do anything, but he just talks to you.
He's basically, he's God.
Well, yeah, he can control the virtual reality, but, it's less of a threat when the villain just appears in the little head on the screen. When you, like in Saints Row the Third, where you have a villain who you actively see, they'll show cutscenes with him doing villainous shit or whatever, and being like, oh, he killed so-and-so, oh shit. That is more of that makes a stronger villain to me than a guy who just be like, well, now I will add more enemies here. Like, well, fuck you, dude.
And I don't know about you, but I feel like for people who played the all other 3 Saints Row games, this one would probably, like, going back and seeing, like, the worst nightmares and memories of all your teammates, I think it'd be cooler to see the differences.
Very true. This one, I was a little sad because they didn't bring back certain characters from Saints Row the Third. I mean, they brought back Olog, who's the big dude, and yeah, they brought him back for like a brief moment. I was really sad because he was a great character.
I don't even think he said a single word.
I think he said like a line of dialogue, but they bring back. They don't bring back Angel either. They don't even show his ass because you have no idea who I'm talking about.
Nope, no.
Yeah, they don't even show his ass, which kind of made me angry. They did bring back Kinsey, who they have a little too much Kinsey, which I didn't really think her character was that interesting. I actually, honestly, my favorite character, just because he's funny and stupid as hell, was Pierce. And
Pierce is a retard.
Yeah, he's just stupid and makes me laugh. So that's what makes me have fun with him. Plus, him and your character have such good banter back and forth. I really like having him in the game. But otherwise, I think they, one thing I also noticed though, Nick. Okay, minor spoiler. Okay, so you have to, when you get out of the virtual reality, you're all groggy and naked, and you have to be saved by Kinsey and Keith David. You have to do the same thing for Matt. The rest of your crew is just there. You break them out of the reality, and they just appear. I'm like, can you guys at least say they went and just picked them up or something? I don't need a mission for every single one to come and get them. But
That'd get annoying, honestly.
Yeah, that would get annoying. But I mean, just say like, oh yeah, we had to go pick up so and so or something. They're just there now, and that was just kind of like, well, okay.
You don't know what they were doing while you were in the virtual reality. The blow up sex doll could have been flying the ship over to a blow up sex doll sitting in the captain's seat.
Yes, it is, and that's
it could have flown over to their pod and just waited there, and once they popped out, grabbed them, and then while you were still in the reality, got them cleaned up.
Now, on our show, people, we've done many things, too, where we were talking about Australia having big problems with this game.
I really don't know why.
I don't know what they saw, because I almost felt like I got the version that Australia was supposed to get, because I was like, okay, they were talking about some anal weapon that maybe, because we both had to beat this game in time to at least get a review within a decent amount of time.
Yeah, but see, the thing, before you say that, the thing, with the side missions, they tell you what weapon you're going to get. So I didn't see
any anal probe weapon.
No, the closest I saw was some tentacle thing because it was called the Violator. But whenever I tried to use it, it was just smacked him in the face with a tentacle.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was just a tentacle. If the Violator replaced the big old purple dildo from the last game, which honestly the purple dildo is way better than that, but. I really felt like I got a censored version of this. I was like, did they actually just take out altogether the Violator, the one where you shove because from what they showed, I saw screen pics of this, of you shoving like a weapon up an enemy's ass and then killing them. I mean, the only weapon that was all weird and shit was the dubstep weapon, and honestly, that weapon was cool in the 50s era, because I dug it then, but anywhere else it was fucking useless.
Yeah, because it took forever to load up.
It took forever to load up, and when I actually got it using it, it didn't do anything. Like, I was using it against the aliens, all I was seeing my health do was just go down. I was like, well, fuck it, I gotta bring out a weapon, because this sure shit ain't happening.
Kind of like, you get a singularity weapon that, shoots black holes.
Oh,
I think it's fucking useless.
I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool.
It was cool when you get infinite ammo to do destruction, but when you get it in the actual game, you can use it 3 times before it has to recharge, and it takes 45 minutes to recharge.
True. That's also something I did play. I played enough of the side missions to figure out. A lot of them are just kind of the same. They all kind of
wreak havoc.
Themselves. Yeah, it's just now you gotta go over here and wreak havoc, or now you gotta go over here and play in traffic. And it was that's also another problem I had with this game. Like Saints Row the Third, you wanted to play the side missions because they'd introduce something new. I mean, you'd only do those wreak havoc things once in a side mission. And then it'd be over. You'd be like, oh, okay. And if you wanted to go back and do them again, they had those. Like they have them here. But then again, they also, they keep throwing them in the side missions to make them longer or something. I was just like, no, just give me to the butt of your side mission. Let me do it. Let me get whatever weapon I'm going to get and be done with it. I don't want to have to go play in traffic 8 times.
Infinite Sprint was the only one that I really wanted to do, because that is the most handy thing in the world.
Oh yeah, that is. And honestly, people, once you get the superpowers of running, you don't even get in cars anymore. There's no point. Because you're like, well, why would I get in a car when I have super jump and infinite sprint?
And the sprint, you can sprint right off the bat is faster than a car, and then you can upgrade it so that according to the game, you're faster than a speeding bullet. And you go pretty fucking fast.
You do go fast, and eventually you can upgrade it where when you're running, bullets, you can't be hurt. So it just makes you just be able to, if you're later on the missions where they have enemies just shooting at you to get it to an objective, you can make a full sprint for it, not even take any damage. And also
you can upgrade it so that you can run up walls and run on water. And
I did dig the superpowers, but I found them you get to use them once and you got to let them recharge. So I was just basically using the D-pad a lot, where I'm just like, oh, use my fire, now I gotta go to stomp, and then back to fire, back to stomp, back to fire. You know, I never used telekinesis because I found that kind of useless against enemies.
Yeah, especially the wardens.
Oh, yeah.
The wardens, for me, the best power against them was the fire one, where you you shoot them and it takes out their bullet or their shield.
Mm-hmm. Ice was fucking useless as hell, though. The ice was the worst. I was like, wait, it freezes them and then I can shoot them and it breaks it immediately. So the superpowers, the best ones were literally the beginning ones with the running and sprinting, because I found the best weapon to really use was that's not a, superpower weapon, was just either the laser rifle or a shotgun. Because the rest of the, SMG...
Actually, for me, one of the things I like to do was I had the abductomatic ray, which basically just caused like an abduction, like a tractor beam to lift you up to the top of the map.
Huh.
Yeah. So I do that, and then I do death from above from the top of the fucking map, and it just take out everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Because from that high up, it does a lot of damage.
And, real quick, the last thing I can think about is, what'd you think of the ending of this game? Did you like the ending?
I liked the power armor.
Mm.
I didn't like the boss fight. It wasn't hard. It was annoying.
I agree.
And the ending cutscene, I like, because it made me excited for if they make another one.
I agree with that. I agree that the ending cutscene makes you excited, like, okay, what new hell are they going to bring with this next one? Because they're setting up totally for a sequel, like they tend to do. But I don't
know. It seemed like that was kind of one where they could have ended it there and just said like, oh yeah, now the Saints are badass. Mm-hmm. Or they could go for, it really either way worked.
True.
It was that kind of ending.
Yeah, there was some story plot decisions that made me sad that they chose to do that. Because I would have liked to see them get out of the virtual reality and get back into normal Earth. Basically, the story didn't go the way I thought it should go, but, it wasn't crappy or anything. The ending, I did like. I laughed my ass off when you get the power armor, just because I liked the song they were playing. And I won't spoil the song, because people, when you get to that point, you'll be giddy like me. But, yeah, I agree. The end boss fight wasn't hard. It got annoying. Not even what he did. Because when you're fighting him personally, he's pathetic. But when you're, it's when he sends an asshole to endless murder bots after you, it gets annoying. Overall, anything else you want to add before we get into the ratings?
Nah.
Alright, what would you rate this game then, Nick?
I would give it a solid B.
B? I can't give this game because with me I say B is like you must go buy it. I'm gonna give it a high C+. Like I said, I really lost my luster with this, which, I was saying this could have been Game of the Year in the beginning of it, which really shows how much I think it lost its luster towards the middle and end. And so I really think this game blows its load too early. So I think if you rent it, you play, you rent it, you play as much as you get it, you play all the side missions, you play it, you enjoy it, but there's really no reason to ever go back to this game. You beat it, you enjoy it, and you're done. I mean, there's no choices really that you can make, and it's just over. I mean, you know all the jokes then, and there's nothing more that's going to make you laugh. So, yeah, I give it I say if you rent it or get it for a really low bargain, go for it. But otherwise, no, there's no need to get this for now. There's much better games that came out this last week that would be much better for you. That is it, everybody. If you would like to watch our videos ad-free and all that off of YouTube, go to bloodyscreen.weebly.com. If you also to let us know, because I will not see the comments on YouTube, let us know what you think of Saints Row 4. If you disagree with me or if you agree with me, let us know. We'd like to know your thoughts on this game. That is it, everybody. Good night.